Hey guys, my name is Phil and welcome back to my shop. In this video, I'm going to show you why I think this Milescraft pocket jig is actually a Craig killer. So first off, you guys should know that these are not the high-end, like $150 jigs. These are the entry-level $20 jigs at Home Depot. And in fact, I just checked and they're both $19.97. They're the exact same price for these jigs. So why do I think that this one is better than this one? Well, I've got 4 reasons, but first I think it's fair to tell you that this is a sponsored video. Milescraft did send me these for review, this jig for review, but these opinions are my own, and if I didn't think that it was a better jig, I would have said thanks but no thanks. But I legitimately do. So this one has worked out well for me, and I've been making the step stool for the last 3 years, but I've had some frustrations with this jig, and this has solved them. So I'm going to show you a little demonstration of what the benefits are, and we'll take it from there. So right off the bat, you can see that it's all very comparable, right? I mean, the jig looks very similar, okay? The bits look very similar, except for the fact that this is a 1/4" shank, so that you could put it into a quick change, right? Which is something you can't do with this. This is not going to be a quick change. This you've got to put into your chuck. And then if you only have one drill, as some people do, and then you need to change over into your driver bit, you got to change it out. But because this is a quick change, you can use something like this, okay, which is one of these universal magnetic bit holders. And then you could just pop this guy in, and then pop in your driver, and then you're moving in quickly, okay. So that's one of the advantages. The other advantage is that the Milescraft actually comes with a driver bit. Now granted, this is a T20 Torx bit, and I don't use Torx, but if I were brand new to the game, I would just buy into their ecosystem of pocket screws instead of the Craig. All to say that this is an advantage in that the Craig doesn't come with a driver bit. So the Milescraft does. These face clamps that I think are necessary. Some people don't use these metal face clamps for these types of jigs. I think they're 100% necessary. They make it much easier. So for me, these could have come out of the exact same factory. They're the same. I've used them both. They're the same clamp. So no, they both have this loosey-goosey thing here. So that's the same. So for me, the biggest advantage is the alignment markings, right? So this tells you where to put the jig relative to your piece, and I've got some test pieces here. This is what I work with for the step stools. I use 1/2" Baltic birch for the step stools that I make exclusively, and right here for the 1/4", you just line it up to the edge right there. Done. That's where it's supposed to be. And here's an even cooler feature. It's got this built-in neodymium magnet that just holds the clamp. And then you just find your mark and then clamp and you're done. So it's way, way faster. Let me show you what I have to do for the Craig, okay? So for the Craig, I had to find out where it is. It's in the instructions here somewhere. But basically I set up one of my adjustable squares, and you have to adjust it to 6mm or a 1/4". And then what I do is I have it overhang, and then I have to hold it in place. Whoops. Here. I have to hold it in place until I can clamp it. And even then it didn't come in straight. But either way, I mean, that's what I've been doing. It's definitely not, this. This is genius. Done. I mean, how easy was that? So I thought that was a huge advantage. The other big advantage for me is the fact that these instructions are so clear. I mean, this is what comes with the Craig. And again, as far as I'm concerned, this is your first pocket hole jig. And if that's the case, shouldn't it be really, really friendly and easy to use? So this is what comes with the Craig. And this is what comes with the Milescraft Pocket Jig 100. You know, pretty elaborate instructions with pictures and diagrams that really walk you through the jig. It gives you all of the part numbers if you want to order them. I just found it to be really fantastic and easy to understand. If you are using thicker material than 1/2 inch, which is what I use, you know, it gives you the marking. So let me show you something, because this is really cool. So if you're using, for example, if I'm using, I don't know, 2x4s, that's 1.5 inch material, is you line up to the edge, you make your V mark, and you can see it on this side here. I make my V mark, and then that's where you position the jig. That easy. Here's the Craig. I have no idea. Let's see. 1/2 inch material, positioning the jig. That's where it says. I honestly don't know. I don't know. There's just too much text. This I just found super intuitive and easy to understand. Here, you're using 1 inch material. I don't know what 1 inch material is. I would never use that. Maybe 1 inch melamine. But either way, it's telling you right now. 3/4 inch material. Boom, right to the edge, done. Granted, if you already knew that, then you would do the same thing here, but it doesn't tell you that. Easy to use, easy to understand, intuitive, comes with more features and more for your buck. So let's give it a try, okay? I'm gonna do 2 holes, one with the Craig, and I'm gonna do one with the Milescraft, and let's see which comes out with a cleaner hole. So you can see that these both get adjusted to the exact same place for the stop collar, because I'm using 1/2 inch material. And they corroborate each other. Both instructions corroborate each other. So let's do this guy here. First we'll do it with the Craig. And I do it like this. Okay. Hold that in place. Okay. All right. And let me get my drill. Okay, and let's do a hole. Okay, whew, there's our pocket hole. Next. Boom. Let's do this guy here, line her up. And done. Let's take out this guy here. Here's the Milescraft. Okay. So, I mean, the shape does seem to be a little bit different. This feels like more like a candle flame, and this seems more like straight. Let's see how they drive. And I'm going to use the same screw for both because that's what I have. So if I'm going to be honest with you, it looks to me like the Milescraft hole gets seated a little nicer. Yeah, you can see here if I can get my quick little... I'm pretty darn impressed, I have to tell you. Really and truly. If I can summarize my experience with these two jigs, and this one I've been using for 2 years, and this one I've been using for 2 hours, I can tell you that for the same amount of money, why wouldn't you get the one that has the more features? It kind of seems silly, like I'm not going to use this one anymore. This one's so much more intuitive. And this magnet thing is genius. Like you just sort of pop it onto the clamp and then put it each time. I have to do like 8 holes per step stool. It doesn't sound a lot, but when you have to work with the square and to adjust the jig and then hold it so it doesn't, you know what I mean? It's kind of a pain. This is just really easy. It just goes. So you know, why wouldn't you use the one with more features? So hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you think. Again, this was a sponsored video, but these are really my opinions. And as anyone who listens to the podcast knows, I have opinions, and I'm not afraid to share them. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. Like, share, subscribe, comment. I love hearing from you guys. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.